Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something simple. Have you ever looked at your life and thought, I could do more, I could be better? That desire, that whisper is the seed of greatness. But here's the thing, desire alone is not enough. It's the spark, but we need to fan that flame. Today I want to share with you 5 principles to turn the desire to get better into a reality that transforms your life. The law of progression is one of the most profound principles guiding personal growth and success. It is the understanding that significant change and improvement are not instantaneous. Rather, they occur gradually through consistent effort and commitment to the process. When we talk about embracing the law of progression, we are talking about adopting a mindset that values steady improvement over time and appreciates the power of small actions compounded over days, weeks, months, and years. Life at its core is a journey of growth. From the moment we are born, we are in a state of constant learning and adaptation. The law of progression reminds us that just as we learn to walk one step at a time or speak one word at a time, every significant improvement in life follows a similar pattern. No one climbs a mountain in one giant leap. It takes thousands of steps, each one necessary to reach the summit. The same principle applies to any area of life, whether it's mastering a skill, improving your health, building a business, or strengthening relationships. Embracing the law of progression begins with accepting where you are today. This doesn't mean settling for less or being complacent. It means acknowledging your current starting point without judgment or frustration. Too often we fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others who are far ahead in their journeys. This comparison can paralyze us, making the gap between where we are and where we want to be seem insurmountable. But when you focus on progression rather than perfection, you begin to understand that every expert was once a beginner. Every success story you admire started with small, often unremarkable steps. Progression also requires patience. In our fast-paced world, there is a constant push for instant gratification. We want results now, and when they don't come quickly, it's easy to feel discouraged and give up. But true growth doesn't happen overnight. Think of a tree. When you plant a seed, you don't expect a towering oak to appear the next day. You water it, nurture it, and give it time to grow. Slowly but surely, it becomes what it was meant to be. Human growth follows the same principle. Each action you take, no matter how small, is like watering that seed. Over time, those actions accumulate and lead to remarkable results. Another critical aspect of embracing progression is focusing on effort rather than outcomes. It's easy to get fixated on the end goal and lose sight of the value in the process itself. But the truth is, the process is where the magic happens. It's in the daily practice, the consistent effort, and the small wins along the way that transformation occurs. When you focus on the effort you're putting in today, you free yourself from the pressure of immediate results. This doesn't mean the goal isn't important, but it's the journey that shapes you, strengthens you, and prepares you to sustain the success you achieve. To truly embrace the law of progression, you must also cultivate resilience. The path to improvement is rarely linear. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments when progress feels slow or non-existent. These challenges are not signs that you're failing. They're opportunities to learn and grow. Resilience allows you to push through these moments and continue moving forward, even when the path is difficult. It's about recognizing that progress isn't always visible in the short term, but trusting that consistent effort will yield results in the long run. Another key to progression is breaking down big goals into smaller, manageable steps. Often we set ambitious goals that feel overwhelming when viewed as a whole. This can lead to procrastination or a sense of defeat before we even begin. But when you break a goal into smaller steps, each one becomes achievable. Completing each step builds momentum and confidence, propelling you forward. This approach also helps you stay focused on the present, allowing you to give your best effort to what's directly in front of you rather than worrying about the enormity of the entire journey. Consistency is the foundation of the law of progression. It's not about doing something once or twice. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency creates habits, and habits shape who we become. Consider someone learning to play the guitar. Practicing for 15 minutes a day may not seem like much, but over time, those minutes add up to hours of practice, resulting in noticeable improvement. On the other hand, practicing for 3 hours once a month won't yield the same results. Small, consistent actions trump sporadic bursts of effort every time. Celebrating progress, no matter how small, is another vital part of embracing progression. When you take the time to acknowledge and celebrate your achievements, you reinforce the belief that your efforts are paying off. This creates a positive feedback loop, motivating you to continue striving for improvement. Remember, progress isn't always dramatic or flashy. Sometimes it's as simple as making a healthier choice, learning a new concept, or overcoming a small fear. Each step forward, no matter how minor it may seem, is a step closer to your ultimate goal. Embracing the law of progression also means letting go of the need for perfection. Perfectionism is often the enemy of progress. It keeps us stuck, afraid to take action because we're worried about making mistakes or not being good enough. But the truth is, mistakes are an essential part of the process. They teach us valuable lessons and help us grow. When you focus on progress rather than perfection, you give yourself permission to try, fail, and try again. This mindset frees you to take action and move forward, even when the path isn't clear or the outcome isn't guaranteed. Finally, the law of progression teaches us the importance of persistence. There will be times when progress feels slow or invisible and it's tempting to give up. But persistence is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's about continuing to take steps, no matter how small, and trusting that those steps are leading you in the right direction. Persistence isn't glamorous, but it's incredibly powerful. It's the quiet determination to keep going, even when the results aren't immediate or obvious. In conclusion, embracing the law of progression is about adopting a mindset that values steady, consistent improvement over time. It's about understanding that growth is a process, not a destination, and that every small action you take contributes to your larger goals. By focusing on effort rather than outcomes, cultivating resilience, breaking down big goals, staying consistent, celebrating progress, letting go of perfectionism, and persisting through challenges, you can harness the power of progression to achieve remarkable results. Life is a journey, and the only way to reach your destination is one step at a time. So take that step today, and trust that with each step forward, you are becoming better, stronger, and closer to the person you want to be. Feed your mind the right thoughts. The mind is the control center of your life. Every thought you think shapes your reality, influences your actions, and determines the trajectory of your journey. Feeding your mind the right thoughts is essential to unlocking your potential, staying motivated, and aligning your actions with your goals. Just as your body needs nutritious food to function at its best, your mind requires positive, empowering, and growth-oriented thoughts to thrive. Think of your mind as a garden. What you plant in this garden will grow, and the harvest you reap depends entirely on the seeds you sow. If you plant weeds, thoughts of doubt, fear, and negativity, you'll find yourself surrounded by chaos, frustration, and stagnation. On the other hand, if you plant flowers, thoughts of confidence, hope, and possibility, your mind becomes a flourishing space where growth and success can take root. The first step to feeding your mind the right thoughts is becoming aware of what you're currently feeding it. Every day, your mind is exposed to countless influences: the media you consume, the conversations you have, the people you surround yourself with, and even the quiet self-talk that runs through your head. If you're not intentional about these inputs, it's easy to fall into patterns of negativity and self-limiting beliefs. Awareness is the key to breaking the cycle. Start by paying attention to your thoughts and the sources of those thoughts. Are they lifting you up or holding you back? Once you've identified the inputs shaping your thoughts, it's time to make a conscious effort to choose the right ones. This requires intentionality. For example, consider the media you consume. Does it inspire you or drain you? Are you spending time scrolling through social media that fosters comparison and insecurity, or are you reading books, watching videos, and listening to podcasts that expand your perspective and motivate you to grow? Choosing your mental diet is just as important as choosing your physical diet. One of the most powerful ways to feed your mind the right thoughts is by surrounding yourself with the right people. The company you keep has a profound impact on your mindset. If you're constantly around individuals who complain, criticize, or dwell on limitations, their negativity will inevitably rub off on you. Conversely, if you spend time with people who are ambitious, optimistic, and supportive, their energy will elevate your own. As the saying goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely, because your environment shapes your thoughts. Reading and learning are also critical tools for feeding your mind. Books, articles, and educational resources are like superfoods for your brain. They introduce you to new ideas, challenge your existing beliefs, and inspire you to think bigger. Make it a habit to read daily, even if it's just for a few minutes. The knowledge you gain will not only expand your mind, but also equip you with the tools you need to tackle challenges and pursue your goals. Remember, leaders are readers. Affirmations are another powerful technique for feeding your mind positive thoughts. Your self-talk, the things you say to yourself throughout the day, has a direct impact on your confidence and behavior. Negative self-talk can be like poison, eroding your self-esteem and holding you back. Positive affirmations, on the other hand, act as a counterbalance. They reinforce your belief in yourself and your ability to succeed. Statements like, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I am constantly growing and improving," may feel strange at first, but over time they rewire your brain to think positively. Gratitude is yet another essential element of feeding your mind the right thoughts. When you focus on what you're thankful for, you shift your attention away from what's lacking and toward the abundance in your life. Gratitude changes your perspective, helping you see opportunities instead of obstacles. It's a simple practice with profound effects. Start each day by writing down 3 things you're grateful for, and notice how it transforms your mindset over time. Mindfulness is a practice that complements all these efforts. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. Mindfulness helps you stay present and aware, allowing you to observe your thoughts without judgment. This awareness is the first step toward consciously choosing better thoughts. Meditation, deep breathing, or simply taking a few moments of silence each day can help you cultivate mindfulness and create space for positive thoughts to flourish. It's important to recognize that feeding your mind the right thoughts doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. Life is full of ups and downs, and there will be moments of doubt, fear, and frustration. The goal isn't to eliminate these emotions, but to reframe them. When challenges arise, train your mind to see them as opportunities for growth. Instead of thinking, why is this happening to me? Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? This shift in perspective allows you to face adversity with resilience and optimism. Another critical aspect of feeding your mind is aligning your thoughts with your goals. Your mind is incredibly powerful, but it works best when it has clear instructions. If you're constantly thinking about what you don't want, that's where your focus will go. Instead, focus on what you do want. Visualize your goals as if they've already been achieved. Picture yourself living the life you desire, and let that image guide your thoughts and actions. Visualization isn't just a feel-good exercise, it's a scientifically backed technique that helps your brain identify opportunities and solutions that align with your vision. Consistency is key. Just as you wouldn't expect to be physically healthy by eating one nutritious meal, you can't expect to maintain a positive mindset with one motivational speech or one good book. Feeding your mind the right thoughts is a daily practice. It requires discipline and commitment, but the rewards are immeasurable. Over time, you'll notice a shift in your perspective, your energy, and your ability to take action. Your thoughts will become a source of strength rather than a limitation. In conclusion, feeding your mind the right thoughts is a deliberate, ongoing process that shapes every aspect of your life. It starts with awareness, recognizing the current state of your mental diet and identifying the sources of negativity or limitation. From there, it's about making intentional choices, consuming positive content, surrounding yourself with uplifting people, practicing gratitude, using affirmations, and staying mindful. While the journey requires effort, the payoff is extraordinary. When you feed your mind the right thoughts, you empower yourself to face challenges, pursue your goals, and create a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. Remember, your mind is your greatest asset. Nourish it well, and it will reward you beyond measure. Take responsibility for your journey. Taking responsibility for your journey is the cornerstone of personal growth and success. It is the realization that you are the primary architect of your life, and the choices you make, big or small, shape your destiny. While external circumstances, luck, or the actions of others can influence your path, they do not define it. The moment you take full ownership of your life is the moment you reclaim your power to create change, overcome obstacles, and achieve your goals. Responsibility begins with accepting the reality of where you are right now. This acceptance is not about assigning blame to yourself or anyone else. Rather, it's about acknowledging the facts of your current situation without excuses or denial. It's easy to point fingers at external factors, the economy, upbringing, other people for where you are in life, but doing so only keeps you stuck. Blaming others gives away your power because it implies that someone else controls your outcomes. When you take responsibility, you shift your mindset from I can't because of them to I can because of me. Taking responsibility is liberating because it puts you in the driver's seat of your life. Imagine you're on a road trip. If you're always relying on someone else to navigate or drive, you have no control over where you end up. But when you take the wheel, you can choose the destination, the route, and how fast or slow you want to go. Similarly, taking responsibility means owning your decisions and actions, knowing that they directly influence the direction of your life. One of the most empowering aspects of taking responsibility is understanding that your response to circumstances is more important than the circumstances themselves. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable. While you may not control everything that happens to you, you do control how you react. For example, if you lose your job, you can choose to see it as a failure and wallow in self-pity, or you can use it as an opportunity to reassess your career goals, learn new skills, and explore better opportunities. Your response determines whether a setback becomes a stepping stone or a stumbling block. Responsibility also involves being honest with yourself about your habits, choices, and beliefs. Are your daily actions aligned with the person you want to become? Are you taking consistent steps toward your goals? Or are you procrastinating and hoping things will somehow improve on their own? Self-reflection can be uncomfortable because it forces you to confront areas where you might be falling short. However, it's a necessary step in taking responsibility. When you identify what's holding you back, you can begin to address it and make changes. Another key aspect of responsibility is understanding the role of effort in achieving success. Many people dream of a better life but stop short of putting in the work required to make it a reality. They might say, I want to be fit, but skip workouts and eat poorly. Or they might say, I want to start a business, but spend their free time watching TV instead of learning new skills. Taking responsibility means bridging the gap between what you say you want and the actions you take. It's about doing the hard work, even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable, because you understand that your effort directly impacts your outcomes. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. It's important to seek help, advice, or support when needed, but even then, the ultimate responsibility lies with you. For instance, if you hire a coach to help you improve a skill, the coach can provide guidance, strategies, and encouragement, but it's still up to you to practice and apply what you've learned. Similarly, if you surround yourself with supportive people, they can inspire and motivate you, but they can't do the work for you. Responsibility is about owning your part in the process. One of the greatest challenges to taking responsibility is overcoming a victim mentality. When you see yourself as a victim of circumstances, you feel powerless to change your situation. This mindset can be deeply ingrained, especially if you face significant adversity or hardship. However, taking responsibility requires shifting from a victim mindset to an empowered mindset. This doesn't mean denying or minimizing the difficulties you've faced. Instead, it means recognizing that, despite those challenges, you have the ability to take action and move forward. Taking responsibility also means embracing accountability. Accountability is the willingness to answer for your actions and decisions. It involves setting clear goals, tracking your progress, and being honest about whether you're following through. One effective way to stay accountable is to share your goals with someone you trust, a friend, mentor, or partner who can provide encouragement and hold you to your commitments. Accountability helps you stay focused and motivated, especially when the journey gets tough. Another important aspect of responsibility is learning from your mistakes. No one is perfect and everyone makes errors along the way. Taking responsibility means owning your mistakes instead of making excuses or shifting blame. When you acknowledge your missteps, you open the door to growth and improvement. Each mistake is an opportunity to learn something valuable, whether it's a better way to approach a problem, a new perspective, or a deeper understanding of yourself. Taking responsibility for your journey doesn't mean life will always be easy. In fact, it often involves making difficult choices, facing uncomfortable truths, and persevering through challenges. However, the rewards far outweigh the struggles. When you take responsibility, you gain a sense of control over your life, a deeper connection to your goals, and a greater appreciation for your accomplishments. You also build resilience and confidence because you know that, no matter what happens, you have the power to navigate through it. Ultimately, taking responsibility for your journey is an act of self-empowerment. It's a declaration that you are capable, resourceful, and determined to create the life you want. It's a commitment to stop waiting for others to change your circumstances and start taking action yourself. It's about owning your story, both the triumphs and the trials, and using it as fuel to move forward. In conclusion, taking responsibility for your journey is not just a mindset, it's a way of life. It requires self-awareness, accountability, effort, and resilience. It challenges you to stop blaming external factors and start focusing on what you can control. While it may not always be easy, it is the foundation for personal growth, fulfillment, and success. When you take responsibility, you unlock your potential and open the door to a life of purpose, progress, and empowerment. Remember, the power to change your life is already within you. It starts with taking responsibility today. Develop self-discipline. Self-discipline is the cornerstone of achievement, the bridge between your goals and their realization. It is the ability to make yourself do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. While motivation can spark action, self-discipline ensures consistency. And it is this consistency that leads to meaningful and lasting results. Developing self-discipline is not just about willpower. It is about creating habits, setting clear priorities, and building a mindset that supports steady progress, no matter the obstacles. At its core, self-discipline is about choices. Every day, you are faced with countless decisions, and each one either brings you closer to or further from your goals. Self-discipline is the ability to consistently choose the path that aligns with your values and aspirations, even when distractions, temptations, or excuses try to pull you away. For example, if your goal is to get healthier, self-discipline is what keeps you choosing nutritious foods and regular exercise over unhealthy alternatives and inactivity. These small, repeated choices are the building blocks of success. One of the first steps to developing self-discipline is gaining clarity about what you truly want. Without a clear vision of your goals, it's easy to lose focus or get sidetracked by short-term pleasures. Take the time to define your aspirations and why they matter to you. Your why is the emotional fuel that will keep you going when the journey gets tough. When your goal is deeply meaningful, it becomes easier to stay disciplined because you have a compelling reason to push through challenges. Another essential aspect of self-discipline is setting clear boundaries and creating an environment that supports your goals. The truth is, willpower alone is not enough. It's much easier to stay disciplined when your surroundings are conducive to success. For instance, if you're trying to avoid distractions while working, eliminate unnecessary notifications, keep your workspace organized, and set specific times for focused work. If you're aiming to save money, create a budget and avoid situations where you're tempted to overspend. By controlling your environment, you reduce the need for constant willpower and make it easier to stay on track. Habits are at the heart of self-discipline. When you turn disciplined actions into automatic routines, you eliminate the need to constantly make decisions or rely on motivation. For example, if you commit to waking up at the same time every day, exercising regularly, or dedicating a specific hour to learning a new skill, these actions become part of your daily rhythm. Over time, they require less mental effort and become ingrained as part of who you are. This is why small, consistent actions often outperform sporadic bursts of intense effort. Success is the result of what you do consistently, not occasionally. Self-discipline also involves delaying gratification. In a world that promotes instant rewards, this can be a challenge. However, the ability to forgo immediate pleasures for the sake of long-term gains is a hallmark of discipline. Delayed gratification means prioritizing what is best for your future self over what feels good in the moment. It's choosing to study instead of binge watching TV, to save money instead of making impulse purchases, or to work out even when you'd rather sleep in. The rewards of delayed gratification, whether it's achieving a goal, improving your skills, or creating financial stability, are far greater than the fleeting satisfaction of giving in to immediate desires. One of the biggest obstacles to self-discipline is the fear of failure. Many people avoid taking consistent action because they're afraid of making mistakes or not being good enough. However, failure is an inevitable part of growth, and self-discipline involves embracing it as a learning opportunity rather than a setback. Each time you stumble, you have a choice to give up or to try again with greater determination. Discipline is about persistence, not perfection. It's about showing up, even when progress is slow or results are not immediately visible. Accountability is a powerful tool for building self-discipline. When you share your goals with someone you trust, such as a mentor, friend, or coach, you create an additional layer of commitment. Knowing that someone else is aware of your progress or lack thereof can motivate you to stay consistent. You can also use tools like journaling or tracking apps to hold yourself accountable. The act of measuring your progress keeps you focused and reinforces the importance of staying disciplined. It's important to recognize that self-discipline is not about punishing yourself or denying all pleasures. It's about balance and prioritization. You don't need to eliminate every indulgence or moment of relaxation. Rather, you need to ensure they don't take precedence over your goals. For instance, enjoying a treat occasionally or taking a break when needed can actually enhance your overall well-being and motivation. The key is moderation and being intentional about your choices. Building self-discipline also involves managing your energy and mental state. When you're tired, stressed, or overwhelmed, it's much harder to stay disciplined. Taking care of your physical health through proper nutrition, exercise, and sleep is essential for maintaining the focus and energy needed for consistent effort. Similarly, managing stress through mindfulness, relaxation techniques, or time spent in nature can help you stay calm and centered, making it easier to stick to your commitments. Self-compassion plays a critical role in developing self-discipline. Many people equate discipline with being harsh on themselves, but this approach can backfire. When you're overly critical or unforgiving, you create a negative mindset that makes it harder to stay motivated. Instead, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. If you slip up, acknowledge the mistake, learn from it, and move forward without dwelling on guilt or shame. Remember, discipline is about progress, not perfection. Lastly, celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Each time you stay disciplined, acknowledge the effort you put in and the progress you've made. Celebrating your wins reinforces the positive behavior and motivates you to keep going. It's a reminder that your hard work is paying off and that you're capable of achieving even greater things. In conclusion, self-discipline is the foundation of personal and professional success. It is the practice of making intentional choices, building supportive habits, and consistently taking actions that align with your goals. While developing self-discipline requires effort, patience, and resilience, the rewards are immeasurable. By clarifying your goals, creating a supportive environment, building habits, delaying gratification, embracing failure, and practicing self-compassion, you can cultivate the discipline needed to achieve your aspirations. Remember, self-discipline is not about being perfect. It's about showing up for yourself every day and choosing the path that leads to growth, fulfillment, and lasting success. Commit to lifelong learning. Committing to lifelong learning is one of the most powerful and transformative choices you can make. It is the recognition that growth and improvement are not finite processes but ongoing journeys. The world is constantly evolving, and those who embrace learning as a way of life position themselves to adapt, thrive, and contribute meaningfully. Lifelong learning is not just about acquiring new skills or knowledge. It is about cultivating a mindset of curiosity, openness, and a relentless desire to grow. At its heart, lifelong learning begins with curiosity, the drive to understand more about the world, others, and yourself. Curiosity is the spark that fuels exploration and discovery. It pushes you to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and seek out new perspectives. When you approach life with curiosity, you see every experience as an opportunity to learn, whether it's a challenge that teaches resilience, a conversation that offers insight, or a book that opens your mind to new possibilities. Committing to lifelong learning requires a shift in mindset. It's about moving away from the idea that learning is confined to formal education or specific periods of your life. Instead, it's about seeing every moment as a chance to grow. This shift involves embracing a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and potential are not fixed, but can be developed through effort and persistence. With a growth mindset, failure is not a dead end, but a stepping stone, a valuable teacher that helps you refine your approach and improve. Lifelong learning involves being proactive about seeking out opportunities for growth. In a world full of resources, there is no shortage of ways to learn. Books, podcasts, online courses, workshops, and mentorships are just a few examples. The key is to take ownership of your education and actively pursue the knowledge and skills that align with your goals and interests. For example, if you're interested in advancing your career, you might take courses to stay updated on industry trends or develop leadership skills. If you're passionate about a hobby, you could join a community of like-minded individuals or attend specialized training. One of the most effective ways to commit to lifelong learning is to cultivate a habit of reading. Books are a treasure trove of wisdom, offering access to the experiences, insights, and knowledge of others. Reading broadens your perspective, deepens your understanding, and stimulates critical thinking. Whether you're exploring fiction to enhance your creativity, diving into biographies to learn from the lives of others, or studying technical manuals to gain practical skills, reading is a cornerstone of continuous growth. Another crucial aspect of lifelong learning is embracing feedback. Feedback, whether it's from mentors, peers, or experiences, is a gift that highlights areas where you can improve. However, receiving feedback requires humility and a willingness to accept that you don't know everything. Instead of viewing feedback as criticism, see it as an opportunity to gain clarity and direction. Use it to refine your skills, adjust your strategies, and make better decisions. The more open you are to feedback, the faster and more effectively you can grow. Lifelong learning is not limited to acquiring knowledge. It also involves applying what you've learned. Knowledge without action has little value. For instance, if you learn about effective communication techniques, never put them into practice, the learning remains theoretical. Application transforms knowledge into skill, turning abstract concepts into tangible results. By consistently practicing what you've learned, you solidify your understanding and increase your competence. The process of lifelong learning also requires resilience. There will be times when the path is challenging, when progress feels slow, or when setbacks occur. In these moments, it's important to stay committed and keep going. Resilience helps you push through difficulties and maintain your focus on growth. It's the understanding that every challenge is an opportunity to learn something valuable, even if the lesson is not immediately clear. One of the greatest rewards of lifelong learning is the ability to adapt to change. In today's fast-paced world, industries, technologies, and societal norms are constantly shifting. Lifelong learners are better equipped to navigate these changes because they approach them with curiosity and a readiness to learn. Instead of fearing the unknown, they see it as an adventure, an opportunity to expand their horizons and discover new possibilities. Lifelong learning also enriches your relationships. When you're constantly growing and expanding your understanding, you become a more interesting and empathetic individual. You're better able to connect with others, appreciate diverse perspectives, and contribute to meaningful conversations. Your growth inspires those around you, creating a ripple effect that encourages others to pursue their own learning journeys. Another benefit of lifelong learning is its impact on your sense of fulfillment. Growth is deeply satisfying because it aligns with your innate potential as a human being. When you learn, you're not just adding to your knowledge, you're becoming more of who you are capable of being. This sense of progress and self-improvement brings purpose and joy to your life. While lifelong learning offers countless benefits, it's important to approach it with balance. The goal is not to learn for the sake of learning or to overwhelm yourself with endless pursuits. Instead, focus on quality over quantity. Choose areas of growth that align with your values, interests, and goals.